Today, I am sharing the number one reason you are struggling in your relationships and what you can do about it. I'm really excited about this topic. Because been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So I'll tell you like some of the symptoms that I was doing in my relationships and maybe some others too that maybe you are manifesting in your relationships that are causing it to feel insecure, to feel unstable. So if you are someone that seems to struggle in your relationships, or you tend to have a pattern of unhealthy relationships, I'm going to share why that is and what you can do about it. So for me, when I was in my, previous relationships, this is before I'm healed. So, and I'm not all the way healed. Everyone has progress to make. So, I'm very open and transparent about my own struggles because I want to tell you that there is hope, that there's some things that you can do that can completely shift your life. You don't have to keep living like this. You don't have to keep repeating these unhealthy, insecure relationships. And so one of the things that you'll notice in a relationship, if you feel insecure, a big thing for me was feeling, just never, I felt needy. Like I needed a lot of reassurance. I needed a lot of, do you love me? Do you love me? Are you sure you love me? And here's the kicker to that. No matter how much reassurance I got, and I think intellectually, I knew I was loved, but I never felt loved. I didn't feel loved no matter what, even though intellectually I knew it. I felt like, okay, this person loves me, would give their lives for me. But I just didn't feel it deep down inside of me. And again, I think that's why it manifested all these other things, the insecurity, the neediness, clinginess. Now, clinginess, I don't mean like constantly you need to be with someone 24/7, but it's also that feeling of uh, you know like like dysregulation if that person isn't checking in on you or behaving a certain way or isn't communicating enough with you, that kind of clinginess too. And here's the other thing that's really ironic about when we're struggling and when we have unhealed wounds that need to be healed, is that we long to be loved and to feel loved, yet we have a fear of true intimacy. So I've written about this and I've tell my clients about this all the time, and I say this in all the videos that I talk about, like, but for me, feeling vulnerable is just one of those like, whoa, that's going to be a trigger, kind of like that's a trigger for me, is like when something triggers me to feel vulnerable. I don't feel like if I'm not in control. So that's another thing. I used to be very controlling in the relationship, controlling in my work life, just controlling in general, but particular in my intimate relationships. And again, I think it's that really deep fear of not knowing, of feeling vulnerable, of feeling powerless, and all those things. So that all those insecurities, show up in our relationships, and you might even look for flaws in your partner. You might be highly critical of them. Or some people go the other extreme and become people pleasers and have no boundaries. For me, I was like one of those like brick wall boundaries. You can't get into my heart. But then for other people, it's like they don't have any boundaries at all because they're just so over giving. And so, what do you do if this is you in a relationship? The good news is it boils down to really one thing, and it's about you having unhealed childhood abandonment wounds. Now, let me explain what that is, because I know you might be thinking, I had two parents and they were very loving and they were great. Look, 50% of my clients do. And then when we dig a little deeper, we realize when I'm talking about abandonment wounds, it's about really not having your emotional needs met. And I know that our parents do the best that they can. They've suffered their own trauma, they've suffered their own conditioning and their own parenting, or maybe they have their own wounds. And so this is why it's really important to break the generational curse and do the inner work on you so we're not passing this along to our children. But the deal is that if your parents loved you conditionally, if you had to earn their love, or you had to please your parents in order to get your needs met or feel emotionally connected with them, if your home life was unstable and chaotic, if you that definitely that was a big one for me. That's why that control thing was so big for me for so long. If you had a parent who was emotionally unavailable, physically there, but was just incapable of meeting your emotional needs, or if you had a role to fill in your family, you were parentified. There's all kinds of things that can lead to these abandonment wounds, and you manifest that into your intimate relationship. So you're using your intimate relationship to fill that void. You were doing it unconsciously. I was doing it unconsciously. But listen, you cannot heal internal problems with external solutions. And that's what you're trying to do. And once you learn the tools to heal yourself and fill your own void, then you bring a whole, happy, secure, confident partner, adult partner to that relationship, not that needy, clingy, childlike behavior. That was me. If you haven't read that last article I wrote about me and my tantrums in the bathroom, you might want to check that out. And so you're bringing this whole authentic, this totally secure adult into a relationship, and you then attract other healthy adults, and you will repel people who want to take advantage of you or take advantage of your traumas. So you keep those at way and you see those red flags early because you are whole and you're not looking to fill a void anymore with someone, and they know that. Those manipulative, unhealthy people who are going to take advantage of you, they know that there's something broken within you, broken. There's something missing, and they know how to like give you that sense or that feeling to fill that part of you up so you'll ignore all their red flags. So listen, the number one thing that you can do is to fill that void, is to use conscious, intentional exercises such as inner child healing and reparenting yourself and filling that void so that you're not looking for it outside of you, that you are bringing a whole self to every relationship you're in, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your intimate partners, your children. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's like it's life changing in all areas of your life, your coworkers, your boss, everyone. People will see the difference, promise you on that. So listen, I have a few spots available for my Friday 1 p.m. Central Time Heal Your Abandonment Wounds So You Feel at Peace Masterclass. So please come and join us. I'd love to have you. Just shoot me a yes below or shoot me a DM and we can talk about getting you a spot at that class. Okay? Listen, have a great week. Can't wait to see you. All right, see you Friday.